And hello everyone, welcome into this week's edition of Jacket Corner here on TV 24. I'm Mickey Shadricks. Well, the Oxford Yellow Jackets had a tough, long region road trip last Friday night and lost to Opelika by a final score of 55-0. Joined now by the head coach of Oxford High School, Ryan Herring, as we talk Yellow Jacket football. Coach, this is a very good football team. We knew it going into the game. This was a tough, long road trip for your team, and you know, let's just call it what it is. You took a very young, inexperienced team down to play a very experienced and well-coached football team, and they got the better of you last Friday night.
Yeah, and you know, there's no excuses to make. There's no great things you can say. We went down there and we played a better team Friday night, and then all we got to do is just learn from it and move on and try to get better.
We talked about their quarterback, and he had a good game. I think he had 3 touchdown passes in the game. Seeing him on the field, is he that elite level type guy we thought he might be?
Yeah, I don't think he fits into some offenses. I don't think he fits into an Auburn type offense. He needs to be in like a passing offense where he can read and make those down the field. I don't see him as a runner. He can run, but you know, he's more of your West Coast type guy. Get the ball out wherever you need him to.
And let's talk about your team. Again, a very young team for you, even some freshmen out on the field playing in a game like this. Question I have for you is this, were you able to get the kids focused on the next week? Because I know this is not an ideal situation to deal with, especially when you've got so many young kids that you're counting on. How did that go when you came back in after the game on Sunday?
Well, we treat it like any other loss. You know, if you got beat 21-20 or you get beat like we did against Opelika, we got to move on to the next game. We got to find ways to get better. We got to look at film and see where we didn't do things good and focus on getting better. And of course, attitude's always important. You know, attitude is everything, and how you play, how you practice, how you prepare, getting back focused. Now worried about Vestavia. You know, we got to do this. Anytime you lose, you got to do it. Not just a big loss. A 1-point loss is still a loss. Mm-hmm. We got to move on. And I feel like the kids will do that. Yeah,
sometimes those close losses can be even tougher. One other question in the opening segment here. You know, we knew their defense was good. You mentioned they were very fast to the football. You had trouble moving the football against them, and I think they had a number of sacks against your sophomore quarterback. Talk about how well their defense was Friday night.
Well, you know, we got Coach Tapley, the offensive line coach. He's been here since 1998, and he said that, you know, he has never seen a defense that good since he's been coaching at Oxford. So I think that says it in a nutshell. You know, they've got a good defense. And when you play defense like they do, you've got a chance to win the whole thing. And that's the best way I can describe them. I think with their defense and the way they play, they've got a chance to win it all, because when you run and you hit like they did and like they do, you know, you can play with anybody.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, and head down to Opelika for first half highlights. Stay with us as we continue right here in the Jacket Corner. And we're back on the Jacket Corner. There you see the Yellow Jackets coming onto the field down at Opelika, and we pick up first half highlights, Coach.
Here they are. We kind of get misaligned right here, and we don't get outside. And they just take the ball, run outside, and they make it look easy right there. And you know, we got to do a better job of getting lined up. Right here, do a good job of coverage downfield. The quarterback has nowhere to go with it. Once again, we got good coverage right here, except for one guy. Just let him get behind him. We're just in a deep half coverage, and I think we jumped a route instead of staying back. So we gave that one to him. It was a 3rd and 19, and we gave it to him. There's Brody right there doing a great job of making about 2 guys miss. And, you know, like we said earlier, their defense played great, and they were stingy. There's a good job by our defense right there making a play. They go a little play action right here, and we don't get to our drop right there with our backside linebacker, and so they get an easy 15, 20 yards right there. Just got him in the backfield and just missed a tackle right there, and Janito Allen ends up doing a good job of making the tackle, but we should have had about a 4 or 5 yard loss, and we just whiffed. We got to get better.
Quarterback. Seems like you're getting some pressure there.
Yeah, we are. We did get good pressure, and we had pretty good coverage. Is what's weird. A lot of times, you know, you wouldn't think that looking at the score, but like right here, we lose the edge with our outside linebacker. The one thing he's got to do is turn the ball in, And when you don't have end run force, I mean, you know, you make their job easy. So we kind of hand them 2 touchdowns. We hold them to a field goal right there. So we're playing a little bit of defense. It doesn't look like it, probably looking at the score, but we're playing some decent defense. We just make some mistakes. Like right here, we just make some mistakes. We're backpedaling in the end zone right there with the safety. You know, just some simple things that we didn't do a good job of. Good job by Brody right here with pressure, getting the ball to Q Mason. I can't say enough about Brody's toughness. I know I've mentioned that a lot, but Brody's toughness has been unmatched this year. Great job right there by Matt King knocking that ball down. Here we are getting to the quarterback again. You know, we didn't do a bad job of pressuring him and disrupting him, but like right here, we lose inside leverage and man coverage. You know, and guys like right there, Ronnie Isaac. Nobody plays harder than Ronnie. You know, sometimes they just make mistakes, you know, but everybody does. Great throw right there, about a 15-yard out. He puts the ball on the money. Good job by Brody. Look at there. Good job by McClendon getting his feet in bounds. That was a nice job right there. So there were some good things Friday night besides the scoreboard. Just too much pressure right here. You know, when people are coming through free, that puts your quarterback in a bind. You know, he's got to try not to fumble the football, but, you know, it's hard to play quarterback when you got people running. Mm-hmm. Right when you catch a snap, you got guys in your face. You know, that's tough to do.
And that'll take us to halftime. Opelika with a 38-0 lead. Coach, what was your message to the team? I know falling down this big on the road, tough spot here at halftime for you.
You know, it is what it is. It was 38-0 going into halftime. You know, you don't go in there and try to design a new offense or new defense. Basically, the one thing I told them was, I just want us to hit. I want us to run around and hit in the second half. At least Opelika will know at the end of the game they got hit. Mm-hmm. That's the big thing, just attitude and effort. And I think our kids tried to hit and tried to run around. They were just, you know, like our offensive line, they're just mismatches. You know, you got a defense like they got. We got 2 ninth graders up there. We also had a 10th grader playing. One of our left tackles out, so you had to move people around. And then, you know, it was a tough situation for our offense to be in. And you know, when the offense moving the ball, you know, and your defense is out there more and more and more, you know, it wasn't a good combination. But that's one thing, you know, we got to do. We got to learn from that and move on.
Well, this is a point in the show where we normally show you band footage from Oxford's halftime performance. Instead of showing you footage from Opelika on Friday night, we're going to take you to some footage from the Calhoun County Band Expo that took place last week at JSU Stadium. Here's the sound of champions, the Oxford High School Marching Band at the Calhoun County Band Expo.
Drum major, is your band ready? You may now take the field in exhibition.
And we're back in the Jacket Corner. I want to remind you once again about the Oxford City Schools Education Foundation 3rd Annual Golf Tournament that's coming up on Thursday, October the 1st. It is right around the corner. So if you'd like to enter the team in the tournament, you can contact Brad Williams at the phone number or the email address on your screen. And if you'd like more information about the Education Foundation, you can log on to their website on the screen there as well. Now also, along with the golf tournament is the annual golf ball drop sponsored by the Oxford City Schools Education Foundation. That will take place at the conclusion of Oxford's homecoming game on October the 2nd, an opportunity to win $5,000. Those golf ball drop tickets are sold at the stadium on all home games. You can also call the number on your screen, 591-0932, if you would like to purchase a ticket, and all proceeds, of course, go to benefit Oxford City Schools. Second half now, Oxford and Opelika. Opelika with a 38-0 lead at halftime. But, Coach, your kids come out in the second half and just play hard.
They do. They're playing hard. Right there, Ronnie, that's Ronnie Isaac's guy, man-to-man. And if you noticed, you know, the guy got inside, made a catch, and then Ronnie kind of missed him. But then Ronnie ran him down, showed great effort. After looking at film, right here, here's Ronnie again. Ronnie made great tackles. Ronnie played hard. You know, he may not have played great, but he played hard. You can't ask for more than that. That kid right there is a good football player, and Ronnie does a great job containing him. You know, that's what you got to have, and that's what you want. You want kids playing hard, and Ronnie did that. Good job right here, swarming to the ball. You know, this is third quarter. You're down 45-0, and the Yellow Jacks are swarming right here on defense. Good pressure right here off the edge, make them throw it away. You know, it's like I was telling somebody, you know, we didn't play perfect, but I think we played hard. And that's the main thing. If they're playing hard, I can live with that. I can live with it. And they're getting after it right here. You see them flying around. Here we go. Here's Brody right here. I'm going to tell you, Brody does as good a job as anybody I've seen is making people miss. And he gets lassoed right there. But Brody can make first, second guy miss like, as good as anybody I've seen. There's Trey Franks running the ball hard right there. Here we are right here. Good job by Kenny, squaring him up, making a good tackle. Right here, that number 10 right there, you can't tell. He didn't break free much, but he was the one last year who ran that kickoff back. That guy is a speed demon. And they also have another guy on their team who's one of the fastest kids in America in track. He was state champion this year as a sophomore. I think he was number 7, but they've got some speed. Great tackle right there by Ronnie, putting his face in there, finishing it up. You know, during the game, a couple times I was getting on Ronnie because they were making those catches. But after looking at film, he played his butt off. Right here, now we missed some tackles right there. They ran through us, and there's no excuse in that right there. But Ronnie played his butt off after looking at film. Good job right here, hitting Justin Smith on the shallow. Good job getting yards after contact, too. Here he goes right there. Watch him get that stiff arm out there. Justin's body is really shaped up over the last year. He is a big specimen right now. And it's one of those deals where, you know, if you keep working, you keep lifting, finally that body will answer all that. And he's a totally different person now than he was 2 years ago. Good job right here getting it turned in, running the ball, gang tackling right there. That was the big thing we kept preaching. You know, play hard, get after it, hit them, hit them, hit them. Here's Brody hitting the shallow again. I think that's to, who's that one to? Cam Lemons, I think.
Ninth grader.
Ninth grader. Here we are getting in the backfield, disrupting a little bit. You got a couple of ninth graders in right now. You've got Kendall McCollum. You've got the cornerback, Sante Farrell. There's everybody running the ball again right there, making a good tackle. And there's your game. There's your final. And their head coach was real nice after the game. They threw a touchdown late in the game anyway. He's a coach. We wasn't trying to do that. The quarterback checked too, and I told him, I said, you don't have to apologize to me for your kids playing hard. That's the way they ought to play.
Well, here you see the final score. Opelika wins it 55-0. And Coach, you know, we mentioned all the youth on your team, not just on the roster, but in the starting lineup on both sides of the ball. You got a lot of kids who got a lot of varsity football left to play. This is something that they can build on in the future and remember this game.
Well, you know, like I was saying about their head coach, he had a lot of class because he said, you know, we weren't trying to score right there. And I told him, don't worry about that. And he said, Coach, y'all got the future looks good for y'all. And that's how we feel. You know, we've got a lot of young guys, and they're getting good experience. You wish they were all winning every game, but that's not how it works, you know. Not how it works in the SEC, not how it works here at Oxford. But as long as we're playing hard and getting good effort, I can live with it.
All right, we'll take a break. Coming up, we've got our player spotlight for the week and a look ahead to this Friday night's non-region matchup at Vestavia as we continue in the Jacket Corner. And we're back in the Jacket Corner. Time now for our player spotlight. This week, Chase Robinson profiles one of Oxford's senior defensive linemen, Jermaine Taylor.
Oxford senior Jermaine Taylor has been a huge part of the Yellow Jackets this season. Taylor, standing 5 foot 10 inches and 200 pounds, is also a big part of the defensive line.
Jermaine's a great kid, man. He works hard every day. You never have to worry about effort. He's wide open all the time. He's small. You know, if you looked at him, you'd think he was a linebacker, but he gets after it and he holds his own with those big guys on the O-line. Means a lot. He played last year, did a great job. He's one of our leaders. He's a senior on the defense and on the D-line.
This is my 3rd year playing, 2nd year starting at defensive end. It's pretty tough. Takes a lot of mental toughness, a lot of heart. But overall, yeah, it's pretty fun.
After transferring to Oxford as a freshman, Taylor finally got his chance to start as a junior. And for him, that's when football became fun.
I couldn't play my 9th grade year because I transferred over too late. Started my 10th grade year, which kind of wasn't that fun because I played scout all the time for a whole bunch of seniors. 11th grade is when it got really fun. That's when I really started enjoying it because I started getting play time.
For the Jacket Corner, I'm Chase Robinson.
All right, Coach, talk about one of your senior leaders there, Jermaine Taylor. Very undersized defensive lineman, like a lot of young men you have playing for you this year. And as the old saying goes, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the fight in the dog, right?
Yeah, he's a winner. And when I say he's a winner, the way he practices, the way he works, the way he acts, everything he does is that of a winner. Coach Sire always talks to our kids about, who are you? Are you a champion? Do you have the DNA of a champion? And it isn't always a scoreboard that determine if you're a winner in life or not. We always want the scoreboard to say we won, but Jermaine does all the things that a winner does in his life. And I'm just proud to say I'm able to be his coach, and I know our other coaches feel the same way. It's fun to coach kids like him. No matter what the scoreboard said Friday night at the end of the game, we knew Jermaine Taylor had gave everything he had, and that's all you can ask for.
As a coach, he's just a guy you can trust, right?
That's right. That's exactly right.
All right, coming up next, Oxford steps out of region play. Another road trip for the Yellow Jackets as they travel over to the Birmingham area to take on 4-1 Vestavia Hills. And, Coach, this is another big school, good football team. Their only loss to Hewitt-Trussville. They've beaten Homewood, Oak Mountain, Mountain Brook, and Briarwood. They have a legendary coach, the field named after him, Buddy Anderson. This is another tough opponent for you.
Well, if you like tough games, you need to come to this game. It's going to be tough, just like Opelika. I love the way they play football. They came here last year, and we were able to get them last year pretty good over here. So I'm sure they're going to be waiting on us. But they're going to get an eye, and they're going to run it right at you, and they're going to do it for 4 quarters. And they're going to be where they're supposed to be on offense and defense. And they play the same type of ball every year, and they've been doing it for 30 years. And he's been the coach for 30-something years. The field's named after him. One of the most classy men, not just coaches, but classy men in this world. Somebody told me the other day he's been doing a Bible study at his house for 30 years for the football team. So it's an honor to get to coach against him, to get to go over there and play him. I'm glad we get to go, and I'm glad our kids get to play their kids. And it's just going to be old-fashioned football, and that's you don't get it all the time. I love it. They're going to line up, they're going to run right at us, and if we're there, if we show up, there's going to be a collision every play. So it's a script that I liked.
You mentioned Buddy Anderson, their coach, winningest coach in Alabama high school football history. I know a lot of coaches, been doing this a long time. I don't think I've ever heard one bad thing said about Coach Anderson.
I haven't. Me and him got to be good friends when I was at Shelby County because we'd talk football every spring, and then we started playing them in a spring jamboree. And so we got to know each other well, and he kind of, you know, mentored me, and I would just pick his brain about his toss sweep and all that kind of stuff. And I learned a lot of stuff from him. And, you know, I can't say enough about him, and he's always been nothing but a gentleman, a class act. So, you know, it's an honor to get to go coach against him and us play against him.
And finally, scheme-wise, you mentioned what they like to do. There's no secrets to what he likes to do and how he runs his team, especially his offense. This is a totally different matchup for you than what Opelika did, right?
Yeah, Opelika could spread it from sideline to sideline. And Vestavia can't, they will throw it out on the perimeter a little bit, but they're mostly going to get in that phone booth, and it's going to be you and them, and whoever can handle that the best is going to win.
All right, we'll see you next week, as we hope you'll join us again for all the highlights of Oxford and Vestavia Hills as the Jackets step outside of region play, take on a very fine football team in Vestavia. We'll see you again next week right here in the Jacket Corner.